Deftones, Beauty School, Guitar Tabs, and Guitar Lesson. I'll play all the parts at the start here. After that, I'll go back through, give all the explanation for it. Do me a big favor, hit that subscription button. It's the best way of letting me know that you like this video and want me to do more just like it. And now, let's get on into the lesson. Okay, so even though this is on the Diamond record, we can actually do everything we need to do in standard tuning, EAD, GBE. So pretty simple here, straightforward. We do have two guitars that are kind of over the top of each other, so a little bit of choice you'll have to make there, I suppose. The first guitar, which I'm pretty sure is Chino's guitar, he's doing the intro bit, and just a fun little arpeggio here where we're up at the 13 on the D, and then we come down to 11G, 11B, and then back the same way with the 11G, and then end it on a 13G. Alright, and then essentially we just do the whole thing again, but after that final 13G, we come up and hit a 13D. Alright, once the verse gets going, we have both guitars kind of over the top of each other here. I'll also give you like a little chord thing if you want to just do chords for this, but the Chino guitar, he's just basically hanging out on this 11 of the B and just strumming it eighth notes. Okay, so nothing crazy there. For the Stephen Carpenter guitar, he's doing this little riff here, kind of a higher riff, and it's 3 4s on the B, and then we do a 4-3 on the G. Okay, and then we kind of come back the same way. We go 3-4 G down to 3-4s B, and then finish it with a 4-6 on the G. Alright, and it just cruises through that, and it does a little wrap up, a little something different towards the end of the verse, but we'll get to that here. And like I said, if you just kind of want to follow the bass and do some chords for the verse section, it's basically just a E flat minor, okay, to a B flat minor, to a B, and then a split measure with an F sharp to a F, And then we just repeat those 4 measures there, and the end of the verse, it just hangs out on an E flat minor. And as far as the first guitar, the Chino guitar, it does a little different thing. Once we get into the second part of the verse, we're hanging out on our 11 of the B, but then we do this little bit of a scale up where we come off that 11B, do a 10G to 11 to 14, and then back to that 11B. And the Stephen Carpenter guitar ends the verse, starting off with that same little riff, the 4's B, 4 3G, 3 4G, back to 4's B. But this time, at the end of that, we slide it up to 6B, and then we come up to 7B and do a little octave with that by adding the 4 on the D, and we just strum that out. Okay, for the chorus and the bridge section a little later, we get these just 2 chords really bouncing off of each other. It starts off in this B major 7 shape here, so 2A, 4D, 3G, 4B, 2E. All right, and we're just strumming away right on beat with that for 4 measures. All right, and then we switch to a flat suspended 4, which is, basically you could just kind of make the power chord at the A flat on the 4, the E, and then 6s on the A and D, and then even on the G here, and then try to keep the 4s on the B and the E kind of clear. Be a little tricky. You can either do it that way or you can do something like that. I kind of like this. All right, so 2 measures right there with that chord. Switches a little bit here. So then we come back to our B major 7. And right about, say, the 3rd measure or so of it, you kind of give it a little bend. All right, and then back to our A flat suspended 4. And once we get to that the second time, we do that 4 measures. All right, and then at the end of the chorus, we come back to our E flat minor that we ended the verse with and just do the same thing. Okay, in the very end, we get this cool little, picking around with the Chino guitar just to fade out the song. And it's just hanging out in that same B major 7, E flat sus 4 kind of vibe. But we're really just picking through some particular notes of it. Like we're just hanging on the bass note, strumming that. And then we come down, bounce between a 7B, back to the bass notes, 7B. All right, and then we go through this bit where we do a 6 on the high E and 7B a couple times. All right, and then we shift down to our A flat sus 4. And with this, we're just kind of worrying about the E string and the G. All right, and we just hit our 4s. All right, come down, hit that 6 on the G. All right, kind of bounce between the bass note with it. All right, and then we come off to 4s on the G and just pick those out a handful of times. And just each of those sections we do twice each, and we just do it all the way till the fade.